Hey, do you chew up the scenery? I have never heard of this expression before. I'm doing a little project where I share an idiom or an expression or a saying every day on my Facebook group, or not my Facebook group, on my Facebook profile, just to practice going live in my Facebook profile. And the idiom that came up today was chew up the scenery. And I thought it meant, you drive really fast and you're missing the scenery because you're going so fast, you're chewing up the scenery. Doesn't mean anything like that. It means to, and it comes from the acting world, the acting industry, it means to overact, to over dramatize and share and show tons of emotion. We've all seen that in movies or in videos or in plays, or actually in the real world in sales and marketing. We've seen where people are just over embellishing their stories or overplaying their emotions or overacting. There's recently a drama in Chicago, which I don't follow the news, but my sister was telling me about yesterday, with an actor named Jesse who staged a crime on himself, a hate crime, and all kinds of other heinous things that are absolutely ridiculous, which should be considered overacting and actually should be considered a crime the way he perpetrated it. But of course, he comes from money and influence, and he got off from that particular situation, which, I will contend right here and right now, if he had been a white actor pulling a stunt like this, he would probably be serving prison time. But the world is the way the world is. I'm not here to judge or decide if that's right or wrong. I personally think it's wrong, so I guess I am judging it. But it's a clear example of manipulating and overacting and behaving in a way that isn't really acceptable or good if we're trying to supersize and grow our businesses, right? We've all experienced marketers and salespeople that just over embellish and oversell. Reminds me of the old fish stories. Have you ever met a fisherman? I used to fish when I was younger and would trade stories with the other fishermen. We'd go up to Lake of the Woods, and they always be telling about the one that got away. And every time they told the story, it had more emotion and more hand flailing, because that's what we do in the Midwest, and more embellishment of the actual size of the fish that got away, the one that didn't get caught. It's the same and we all have these BS detectors. We can tell if somebody is full of crap and if they're just telling a story, or if they're overacting or overplaying their hand. If they're telling us that something, is better than sliced bread and can do everything under the sun and it's for everybody, we know they're full of it. We know that they're just telling us stories to try to get us to do something. So overacting or sharing too much emotion in a way to manipulate or to get somebody to do what you want, that is chewing up the scenery. So I learned something new today, which is always fun for me. And I'm trying to think of, well, how am I going to use chewing up the scenery in something today? Whenever I learn a new word or I'm exposed to something new or a concept, I like to figure out right away, well, how can I use that? I don't know how I'm going to use that, because chewing up the scenery, it's definitely something I don't do. If anything, I underplay things. And I will say women tend to do that. We tend to stay in the middle of the road because that's what's expected of us. We tend to downplay our challenges, but we also downplay our accomplishments and the things that we can do for other people and share with the world. We don't want to be braggy or show offy, so we just keep everything in the middle. I'm definitely one of those people that keeps everything in the middle. So, excuse the alarm. Go out, make it an awesome day. Notice if you are, or anyone in your organization is, chewing up the scenery, because if they're overacting and if they're oversharing or over manipulating, we all know drama queens and drama kings, but we also can see through that. We know if somebody's embellishing a story. We just intuitively know that. Guess what? Your customers know that as well. Your vendors, your customers, your partners, your business partners, they know that. They can sense that. They might not know exactly what's going on, but they will get an intuitive ping that says, yeah, this guy or this gal is just full of crap. There's no way that they felt that way even when it was happening. Or, even if they did, they're definitely retelling the story in a way that just doesn't feel authentic or doesn't feel right. And once we show people that we're not authentic, or we're not who we really are, or we're over anything, we lose credibility. And we never want to lose credibility with those that we want to do business with. It's just once you go down that road, you're in deep trouble. It's kind of like lying. If you lie to people, guess what? You have to always remember what the lie is. It's a whole lot easier to just always tell the truth, right? Go out, make it an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye. Don't chew up the scenery.